Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Leilani. You could also call me Lay. Today I guess I'm going to start a fantasy vlog because that's all I'm reading. I'm rereading A Court of Silver Flames. This is my third time reading it and I'm already almost done. I wasn't even going to do a video, but I haven't been filming or anything and I'm like, you need to update stuff. So I'm currently on page 624. I have about 100 and so pages left. Love it. I can't really spoil it because this is book 4 after a novella. But basically we follow around two characters that are part of the ACOTAR series, Nesta and Cassian, and Nesta has been going through it and we basically get to see her character development through this book. I love it. I love this book. This is my favorite one, but I'm not going to spoil anything for any of the books I'm reading. So the other two, I basically soft DNF'd, like I put them down. I started them sometime last year, maybe in like November. Sabril. I am on page 146. You could see my Spider-Man bookmark, but I was enjoying it and then for some reason I just put it down, but my library has the audiobook now, so I'm gonna just reread it. I think I'm gonna start from like chapter 1 and reread it. I really like the audio, like the narration so far, so there's that. The other one is The Witcher, The Last Wish, which I'm on page 86. You can see my star stickers for a bookmark. Essentially season 1 of The Witcher. Probably like less confusing. Like the timelines for season 1 was kind of confusing until you get to episode 4. But my goal is, because I like the TV show, I was like, oh, let me read the books to see if I may like them. So I'm liking it so far. I also have the audiobook for this from the library. And yeah, that is all I have for you. Nothing's gonna be spoiled in this book. I can't, in any books, I can't talk today. But yeah, I'll just give you an update on feelings. We'll do that. This is a feelings vlog. And I know I'm about to start crying. That's why I stopped for a bit to film this. I'm about to start crying soon. So that's why I'm giving an update when I have one. So I finished work and I also finished Silver Flames. I just love this book so much. Still a 5-star for me. And that's all I gotta say. I know I cry all the time. Okay, I have a problem with crying for this book, or books in general. I think I cried at least 3 times, especially at the end. And I just love a good bad bitches movement, you know? And yes, 5 stars. I'm not gonna go into it because it's book 4, but I'm going to start reading Sabril. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and then watch some YouTube videos and then start this. So I will give you something. I don't know, something. Okay, so I'm gonna head out soon and go to Half Price Books to get rid of some. 2 books I'm looking for: Crooked Kingdom, paperback, and then She Would Be Named King. I think that's what it's called, or She Would Be King. Both of those I plan on doing a reading vlog for, so I don't need them physically, but I want them physically. But I'm getting rid of 50+ books and at least 50 DVDs, so I think it's fine to get 2 books. To get rid of, oops, hold on. I'm about to get rid of these 4 boxes, and then I'm debating on these. These are all comic books I have. I think I'll keep them for right now. But these 4 boxes are going to Half Price Books, and then I have another bag filled with DVDs. Okay, good morning. It's the next day after Half Price Books. I didn't end up getting any books because they didn't have the ones that I wanted, and I'm like, let's not waste money if I'm trying to get rid of books. So today's goal is to complete The Witcher. You'll probably see lighting changes. It's a very gloomy, rainy day, but I'm gonna read The Last Wish all today because the audiobook from the library is due in a few hours. So my goal is to finish this. I'm currently on page 86 and I'm enjoying physically reading it and also the audiobook. This is essentially season 1 of The Witcher, but I know for season 1 a lot of people were confused on the timelines because you don't know there's a timeline shift until like episode 3 or 4, and I think the book makes it easier to digest because it's just short stories, so I'm enjoying that. There's like a little bit of tabs I have some comments inside the books already, and then what I'm doing is after every story I read I'm trying to figure out which episode it belongs to. So I'm having fun, and the goal for the rest of the day, read this, make lunch, maybe watch a YouTube video or two, but I will give you an update when I have one. Let me give you a quick update. I'm about to leave to my friend's house and watch episode 4 of The Last of Us, but basically I'm halfway through The Last Wish. I think there's 4 hours left of the audiobook. It's exactly like the TV show except for we're missing Yennefer's and I'm calling her Cece, I don't remember her. The blonde girl, the little girl, she's not in here. We're just following around Geralt's perspective. What I really like about this is the writing around the action scenes, so any fight scenes or even like world building, I really enjoy it. What I'm not enjoying is because these are basically all short stories, right? So you don't get to sit with the characters, so you just get to meet multiple characters, and I like character development, so there's not really any character development as for what I'm seeing right now. But what I do like is that Geralt and his like morality and like his rules and what he thinks is like good versus evil and stuff, I like that. I also like that he has no time for BS, so he'll call people out on it. But there's 4 hours left. I hope I can finish this tonight. We will see. I'll give you an update when I have one. So I finished The Witcher, The Last Wish, and I'm going to give it a 3.5, 4 stars. My favorite short story of this is The Last Wish, or The Last Story, because we are introduced to Yennefer. But I think all in all, the best thing about this is the audiobook, the narration. I love how the narrator uses different voices and different accents for each character, so everybody sounds different. I also like that the action is so descriptive. I really love the action in this. There's only a few tabs. I think the only thing for me is like it's hard to actually remember every character because everything's so short, but I do think what's done well is Geralt himself, because you're told like Witchers are supposed to be like emotionless and not caring, but they're only there for like the money and killing creatures. But since we're in Geralt's perspective, you get to see him like struggling with humanity and like compassion and that stuff he wants. I think I like the best friend, the poet, Dandelion. Every time I read it I was like Dandelion, but I like him better in the TV show, so I think the actor did a great job portraying the character, because in here for some reason he just seemed like super annoying to the point where I was like, I don't actually care. But in the TV show, like the character's still annoying, but there's like a sweetness to him, like you enjoy his character, he's funny, and yeah. So this is a 3.5, 4 stars. I'm gonna move on to the next book, Sabril, and I'll talk to you when I have an update. So I'm currently reading Sabril right now. I'm halfway through. I'm actually enjoying it. Let me just give you the synopsis of it. It says, sent to a boarding school as a young child, Sabril has had little experience with the random power of free magic or the dead who refuse to stay in the Old Kingdom. But during her final semester, her father, the Porson, goes missing, and Sabril knows she must enter the Old Kingdom to find him. And I'm actually enjoying this. Oops. So I'm actually enjoying this. This is basically like an adventure book. She's currently like trying to look for her father, but all of these things keep happening. So there's a lot of action, there's a lot of creatures. She's still like a novice in her magic, so she doesn't know much, but she does have like a familiar, like a cat that is following her and basically trying to teach her some stuff, but he has his own restrictions because of this spell. And I'm enjoying it. So I'm halfway through again, like I said, and the audiobook is really great. So I'm going to continue to listen to the audiobook while I go inside work today. Other than that, my goal is to finish this book by the end of the day, and I'll give you an update. Okay, so I finished Sabriel. I decided to give it a 3.5 star. I appreciate and love the description. The writing in this is great. Like how they describe characters, creatures, world building, and all the action scenes I've enjoyed. What I just found out about myself during this reading vlog is I don't really like third-person perspectives, and that's what this book is, and so is The Witcher. Because it's hard for me to actually connect to a character through that perspective, so I always prefer like first person. So some of the things that didn't work well with me was the fact that I couldn't connect to a character, especially because there's so much like action, like grief and stuff that happens in the book that you don't get to sit with the characters during that time, especially because it's like one book and it's all jam-packed to one. So everything's just fast-paced and you don't get time to understand like characters' thoughts and stuff. I also think that there's a little romance in here, and I like romance in fantasies. The only thing is, again, since this is one book, everything happens so fast, so it seems like they just meet each other and then they instantly say like, I love you. But I feel like this would be, if this was built out into like multiple books, like that would be fine, because every battle just happens right after another, especially like the last 10 pages, all the fights happen like fast, which I appreciate because I like the action. But it could have been cool if this was like more drawn out, and then you could have more time with her and her father, and then her and her new boyfriend or whatever. But it's a 3.5 star. I don't know, because this is a 6-book series, but I don't know if the second book follows the cast of characters in this because they're not in the description. But my goal now is just to listen to the rest of the series on audio. But yeah, that's what I have for this vlog. My goal is to have another fantasy vlog soon, because there's some books I want to read. And then that's all I have. So if you like this video, like it, you could comment, you could subscribe, do what you want to do. But I'll see you in my next video. Bye.